Hi guys, welcome to another episode of Living Life Alive for You. I am your host, Dr. Veronica Garcia, and it is a joy and a pleasure today to interview a really wonderful student of the university, Miss Megan Showers. Hi, welcome.
Hello, thank you for having me.
Oh, it's such an honor. I love that I have the opportunity of interviewing you, but also just talk about your story and talk about your involvement at the university and everything in between. Ready?
Yeah.
Let's do it. Megan, tell me, what quarter are you in? Let's start with that.
I am in 7th quarter.
Which means that you've been here for a year and about 3/4. Year and 9 months or so.
Almost 2 years.
Almost 2 years, right at that edge. I love that. How has been your experience?
It has been amazing. Life, the school, and life in general have been more than I could have ever expected. The school's truly, it's different than any other school in truly the best way. I have met the most amazing people. I have formed connections with people from all around the world and just these deep connections that I never expected to be possible. And this university allows you to really find those people and just to connect over something as common as chiropractic. So it's truly amazing.
That's awesome. I love that. Where did you move to Georgia?
Yes.
To come here?
I moved from Michigan.
From Michigan.
Yeah.
Nice. How's it been adapting to everything in Georgia?
Amazing. I love it. I am not a fan of the cold. I grew up in it for 23 years of my life. I dealt with it, and I'm like, never again. This heat, I love it. I love the heat. Not seeing snow for 2 years has been very
magical.
Nice.
I bet. Well, Megan, let's talk a little bit about what inspired you to become a chiropractor.
So, really, my mom. She's not a chiropractor or anything, but she did raise us very holistically. We didn't do the whole, if we had a cold, it was tough it out. You don't need the medicine and stuff. And I originally always wanted to be a dentist. I knew that I wanted to help people in some way, but I didn't really know how. So in undergrad, actually when I was in elementary school, I said I wanted to be a dentist and then just ran with it and started going down that path to do that. And then it was the night before my senior year, going back to undergrad, me and my mom just had a conversation, and I was applying to dental school, getting ready to do all that. And she was like, what about chiropractic? It was something I always talked about. It was kind of like, if I don't make it into dental school, I'll go to chiropractic school. But I didn't really know what chiropractic was. But she started saying that and just sparked an interest in me. So then I was like, how do you even get into chiropractic school? What are even the chiropractic schools? Can I even do it, So I just started looking it up, and then randomly I just applied to Life, and I think Palmer, because those were the only schools I knew about. And then 2 weeks later I was in, and I'm like, okay, I think I might be going to chiropractic school.
Yeah.
And then maybe 2 months later, we came down for Life Leadership Weekend. And that was the first time I heard the word vitalism. And me and my mom just looked at each other and we're like, that's what we believed in our whole life. That we finally have a word to describe our belief system.
Yeah.
And from there, it was just full send. I came to chiropractic school not really knowing what chiropractic was. I received chiropractic in the past from different sports injuries, but was never under steady care. And then I started chiropractic school, and it has just been the most amazing experience.
That's awesome. It's a beautiful journey.
Yeah.
I firmly believe that chiropractic chooses the person.
Absolutely.
It doesn't go the other way around.
Totally.
So it's beautiful that through mom or through just tiny seeds along the way, dentistry is pretty cool, but have you seen chiropractic?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Totally. You can change somebody's life through their smile, but you can also change just their soul through an adjustment. So it is just the depths that chiropractic can go I'm still learning and still just amazed by every single day.
Yeah. So tell me a little bit about your involvement in school. Once you got here 7 quarters ago, how have you gotten involved besides being in class? How have you grown outside of class?
Yeah. So my first quarter, I really didn't do many clubs. I tried a few here and there. I was going to Gonstead and I think Thompson and ICPA and just here and there, just trying to figure out what this even was.
Yeah.
And then it was my second quarter. I kept hearing people talk about this club on campus where they like woke up at 5:30 a.m. and trained. And I was like, that's insane and not a morning person. I don't know who those people are. But I just kept hearing about it.
Yeah.
And me and my friends just decided, like, why don't we go check them out? Like, what could they be doing at 5:30 a.m.? Like, that just sounds so crazy. So then I went to a club, and then from the first time I stepped foot into Mod 7, I was like, these are my people. This is my tribe. I don't really know what we just did. We just like ran and then did some breathing, and it was really weird and it was super uncomfortable, but it just felt so right. And from there, I just dove into KTC. And then I think a month later, I went to my first seminar and had just what I thought chiropractic was completely changed. And I seen the bigger picture of what this profession can do. And I received that life-changing adjustment that everyone talks about. And I cried for like 3 hours afterwards. I was like, I don't know what just happened to me. I don't know what's going on, but I'm sold. And I dove headfirst into it. And then I became a facilitator. And then, I became a facilitator, I think last year at this quarter. So it's been a year now of me being a facilitator for KTC. And it has truly changed my life. It is more to me than just a club. Like it is a family, and it goes throughout the whole country. And I just have the support system from so many people on campus, from other people in other clubs, other amazing doctors that I can look up to, and it is really changed my life.
Yeah, that's a beautiful thing to hear. KTC also has a huge piece of my heart because, like you said, that life-changing adjustment that you just cry for 4 hours. I'm like, that's it. I got it. I definitely understand and can resonate with you on that. Tell me a little bit about Kairos training culture. That's what KTC stands for. Tell me a little bit about how it is that it's a training culture that trains 3 key aspects of who we are as chiropractors. Tell me a little bit about those.
Yeah. So the key thing for KTC is we train the art of the chiropractic adjustment. So you probably have heard of chiropractic, like the 3 stool. It's the science, the art, and the philosophy. The school does such an amazing job at teaching us the science and the philosophy. But the kind of lacks the artisticness in it. So that's what KTC really tries to focus on, is training the art of the chiropractic adjustment. It's a very physical and demanding profession on the body. So that's what we try and train. And then we also try and train presence. And being as present as we can be with the person on our table. So we do that by doing something called the B-space process. So before we approach anyone on the table, we take a second. I typically will place my hands on my heart just to feel all the love that I have. And I just come back to like just the most beautiful memory that I have in my life. And I then will look at the person from just a place of ease and peace and love. And I go at it from that perspective. Instead of looking at somebody like, how can I fix you? What's wrong with you? Looking at them as what's right with you and how can I make you more whole? How can you vibrate more at your more authentic self? So that is really what KTC to me is really strong on, is training the art, the presence, the compassion that you can have for somebody. Because we've all been on a table and have had some not so honoring adjustments. And then you've had those adjustments that you cry for 3 hours afterwards. So it's like, what's the difference between those 2 adjustments? And so much of it is just the presence and the intention that's behind that adjustment. And instead of giving an adjustment to somebody, allowing the adjustment to come through you. So it's a dance between you and the person on the table, and not I am adjusting you. It's more so of a fluid thing that's happening through the person on the table and whoever the chiropractor is. So being able to learn how to do that takes time. It's not easy. Even just the B-space process, I still struggle with it. Sometimes I'm like sitting there, I'm like, okay, I'm like thinking about school and 20 other things. but how can I be with this person on this table and not have to think about everything else and bring my life and my situations into it? Because as school has taught us, it's not easy. You know, we have 100 things going on in our mind, in our daily lives, personal lives, family, that we're going to continue for the rest of our life. Once we get into practice, it's not going to get any easier. Exactly. So how can we start to train that now?
Right.
So that's what KTC is really strong in training.
That's amazing. I love that you found it early on, that you started learning that tough idea early on, because it's really important. And in the way that I practice, I call it emotional mastery. I'm like, can I leave my stuff outside and truly be just the provider for this person and see them as a whole, right? And help them and guide them. And I think that's really important when you come to chiropractic offices, for that doctor to truly be able to resonate and connect. That word connect truly to the deepest. It's really important. So I love that you're training that so early on. It's a beautiful thing to see. It's a beautiful thing to watch in clinic. It's a beautiful thing to see as with colleagues out in the outside world. So congratulations for that. That's amazing. You're almost halfway through the program. Tell me what the goal are. What's the goal?
To serve as many people as possible. I try not to think too much into the future. I try and live my life. I love how the school has set up these quota systems, because I live my life in the quotas. Yes. And it has saved me so much stress and so much anxiety and worry, just living my life one quarter at a time. So although I'm always thinking of the future, and like, obviously you have this dream of having an amazing practice just full of people and serving the masses, but I don't know where that is for me yet, truly. I don't know where I want to end up. I don't know if I want to. I'm a huge community person, so I don't know if I want to open up a practice by myself. To me, I'm like, that sounds boring. Like, I want to be in a practice with all my friends and everything every day and have a party. Yeah. But I don't know what that looks like for me yet, but just the dream right now is just to serve for as long as possible, serve as many people as possible. So, yeah.
That's beautiful. Well, congratulations. I'm really proud of you. Keep rocking, keep being present, keep showing up. Really excited to see you in the next level, see you in clinic, see you in your way throughout. And yeah, just keep showing up.
Thank you.
Thank you for your time. Thank you for just being here. Thank you for sharing your spirit and your voice and your soul with us. I really appreciate you.
Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. And we'll see you guys on the next episode of Living Life, a Life View. Bye.
Bye.